Welcome to News Today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Tom Corliss. Here now the news for May 3rd, 2025. Epic Universe AP previews, of course, started way back on April 17th, and our team has been going to the park and documenting all of the rides, the lands, the shows, the sit-down restaurants, the quick service locations, the meet and greets, the merchandise, and more. There is so much content here on the channel or on our website for you to check out. We're not going to cover all of it here in the news. That'd be a lot to deal with, and this would be several hours long. But please go check out all our content on the website. If there's any individual venue, shop, ride, restaurant, whatever you're curious about, you will find them all on our website, or you'll find video tours of the lands and the venues and more right here on our channel. I want to thank the team for handling all of that. Of course, that happened all while I was gone. I have still not been, in case you didn't know, I still haven't been to Epic Universe. I do have tickets purchased for next week, so I'm going to spend a couple days in a row. I'm staying at Helios and Stella Nova, and we're going to go do a couple days in a row and see how it goes. We'll do some honest reviews. We'll do some vlogging. We'll do some more food reviews. It's a whole park, so there's still plenty of food the team hasn't gotten to at this point. We will go figure that all out next. So stay tuned next week. Lots more coverage coming your way. Universal has extended those Epic Universe previews for pass holders and other select guests by 11 days as well. The preview dates are now through May 19th, just a few days before the park's grand opening on May 22nd. The previews originally ended on May 8th, thus why I was planning on going for the last few days, but now they won't be the last preview dates. But ticket prices vary depending on the date, between $123 and $127. Previews are now open to everybody. They were just for pass holders, hotel guests, military freedom ticket holders, and Universal Rewards Visa card members, but now everybody can buy them. So I'm going to say this, and I know people in the comments will come for me, because they always do, because no one wants to just hear a logical, realistic, point of view or what's actually happening. But things were not going well, and it's not going to be a good summer. We knew this. It has nothing to do with Epic not being a good draw. I'm not saying people don't want to go to Epic Universe, but people are unsure about the economy. People from other countries are unsure about coming here right now. We are seeing a big tourism downturn, and also summer has been the slowest season for the past couple of years. Summer used to be many, many years ago. Summer was the busiest season in Orlando. That's no longer the case. The world eventually figured out that Orlando is hot and humid and kind of nasty to be in July and August. And so they don't want to come in the summer anymore. So that piled up with, I think, a fear that Epic would be busy, piled up with, economic concerns in this country, travel concerns abroad. Orlando is not going to have a good summer. No one's coming. And so these previews, Universal saw a decent sized crowd for the earlier previews, and now a lot of people who had all that pent up demand, a lot of it's been spent, and now the preview tickets were getting harder to sell, and so they opened them to the public, because Lord knows if only 2,000 to 4,000 people were actually in a park any of those days, yeah, we would have had a wonderful time, but it maybe also would have been slightly embarrassing for them. It maybe wouldn't have been a good look. So, look, these parks are still not operating at full capacity, and they don't intend to until a little past opening. They intend to operate somewhere, I think, between 20 and 30% of capacity. But you can't even sell 20% of that capacity right now because no one's here to sell it to. So that's the problem. Whether you want to believe in the reality of the situation or not, it exists. So we'll see what happens this summer. Will the park be busy? Will it not? My theory is, I could be wrong, that crowds will not materialize until Horror Nights. I think tons of people come to Horror Nights every year. It's a cooler time of year, both temperature-wise and event-wise. And so people are going to hold out, and they're going to come for Horror Nights. And obviously, if they come for Horror Nights, they're going to want to check out the new park down the street. And I think that's when things are going to pick up. Until then, I think it's going to be very slow. And what's interesting for me is the wait to see when Universal hits the panic button. They've started to pull some of those levers, this being one of the earliest ones, which is letting anyone who wants to go to a preview buy a ticket. Before this, we saw them finally give in and sell one-day tickets and things of that sort after holding out for a very long time. Maybe they held out too long, and now we're going to see what happens. We're going to see what happens this summer. But I mean, there are some things they haven't relented on that maybe they will. You know, we didn't think we were going to see annual passes for a year or so. I think that was the theory from a lot of folks. The question is, will the executives, will they start to sweat, and will they buckle, and will an annual pass that includes Epic Universe go on sale midsummer? I tend to think they will. I tend to think team members are going to get sold tickets. I think there's going to be, or maybe they'll get preview, or not preview tickets, but maybe they'll get more free tickets. Either way, I think there's some things that we thought they wouldn't be willing to do when this park opened, but the circumstances of the summer of 2025 being what they are, we're going to watch Universal sweat. And the question is, will the executives sit there and be level-headed and think like, you know what, it's good, we have a nice slow summer, we can work out the kinks, and the people in the park will have a better time? Or will the freak out be that, you know, maybe this quarter is not going to be even close to what it was supposed to be, and my job's on the line, so we had better find a way to get more people in this park and raise some funds real fast. So we're going to sit and wait and see, but everything we've been hearing for months, you're now seeing that materialize in a way you can see, in a way that we in the public can see that something is wrong. And that is them saying like, preview's open for everybody now. Like, oh, okay. So, yeah, we'll see how this all goes. Of course, with these previews starting, we also had the opening very early of the Helios Grand Hotel, and Universal has now confirmed what multiple attractions will be available at Epic Universe for guests during early entry. Epic Universe previews, again, are currently taking place with the park open daily from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m., except for certain days. Guests staying at the Universal hotels, including the Universal Helios Grand Hotel, are eligible to enter Epic Universe 1 hour early at 10 a.m. So what you can access during this early entry benefit is Stardust Racers and Super Nintendo World, which includes Mario Kart, Bowser's Challenge, the Minecart Madness attraction, and Yoshi's Adventure are all open at that time. The rest is not. Of course, this is subject to change, and we are still not at the official opening, so things could change before that. So just keep an ear out, and we'll let you know if and when they do. Universal Orlando Resort has released the operating hours for Epic Universe's first week of operation after its grand opening on May 22nd. According to the website, Epic Universe will be open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily from May 22nd through May 31st. Operating hours are not yet available for June onwards. Epic Universe is currently open, again, 11 a.m. for Passholder previews, which were extended, again, almost till opening day. This was met with some controversy. A lot of people are upset because the park, there's some very pretty photography out there of this park at night. And obviously when you get to the summer, it's not super dark for very long when 9 p.m. rolls around. So people are sad that they won't get to see the park more at night. Universal has not responded to this in any way, even though there was a lot of social media backlash. And then I saw people were just saying like, oh, I wish I could see the park more at night. And then there is a contingent of people on the internet who are just very defensive of anything related to this park. Who are like, you don't understand how operations work. They need time to turn the park over and to get the rides in for necessary maintenance and blah, 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 blah. And then I think we made a logical point that no one wanted to respond to, which was, hey, like people want to see the park at night, not necessarily the inside of indoor rides at night. So if there are attractions that need more maintenance time, and I'm looking at you, Ministry of Magic, I'm looking at you, Frankenstein Experiment, people, I think, would be very much okay if you told them, like, hey, these attractions are going to cease operation at 9 p.m. The park will be open until 10, and you gave them an extra hour to explore the park at night. I think people would be grateful. I think you would see more merchandise sales. You would see more food and beverage sales. And just overall, guests would leave happier. I don't know that they're going to relent on this throughout the summer. What's really infuriating about it, I think, for people is that Islands of Adventure is open until 10. So there's another Universal Park open until 10 p.m. Generally, though, I will say, post-COVID, operating hours in Orlando are terrible. We don't operate, Disney or Universal, neither of them operate late anymore. They all operate generally less hours than they used to pre-COVID, and it's just something they've stuck to. And it's sad, and it's kind of late, especially on vacation. You come around vacation at 9 o'clock, oh, the parks are closing. I guess we'll go back to the hotel. I guess we'll go CityWalk. I don't know. Yeah, this isn't as bad as in the off season when they close some parks at like 6 p.m. or even earlier sometimes. But It's sad because people are very excited to see this park at night. There's a fountain show with lights. People want to see it, and they're not going to have a whole lot of time to do so. So it might have to wait till the winter, or maybe Universal will give us some better hours in June and July as the summer heats up. This program is brought to you by our official travel agent sponsor, Be Our Guest Vacations. Your dream vacation begins with Be Our Guests and their concierge team of expert vacation planners. The best part is their concierge services are 100% free. Head over to beourguestvacations.com/WDWNT, and the team will design your next epic vacation, from the Universal Parks to the Walt Disney World and Disneyland Resorts, Disney Cruise Line, Virgin Voyages, Royal Caribbean, and more. A special Epic Universe grand opening 2025 refillable Coca-Cola Freestyle cup is available at the new theme park. The plastic cup features a starry sky with light blue celestial smoke around the center. The Epic Universe logo, a gold porthole with white lettering, is on one side, and on the reverse is grand opening 2025. The letters are outlined in yellow. It has a solid black lid with a plastic handle, and a flip piece reveals the opening. The cup is $18.99 when you purchase one. If you purchase two, they're $16.99 each. And purchase between 3 and 6, and they're $14.99 each. The cup is valid for 1 day of refills, but extra days are $11.99 each. 2 days of refills with the cup is $23.98, and 1 day of refills is $11.99. An annual pass holder discount is available as well. This is a distinct cup from the previously released Epic Universe stainless steel Freestyle tumblers in 2 different sizes, which are more expensive. This is a more standard plastic version that we've seen at other parks. Along with the hundreds of new merchandise items released at Epic Universe, the park has debuted a new souvenir popcorn bucket and popcorn box in Celestial Park. We found both the new bucket and the box at the Celestial Popcorn Kiosk in Celestial Park. It's located to the left of the Super Nintendo World portal. We expect Epic Universe to get some specialty popcorn buckets, such as Mario Kart, the bucket we've seen previously at the other Super Nintendo Worlds. But this is more in the typical style for the Universal theme parks, more of a regular bucket that you've seen around Universal Orlando. The price of both the souvenir popcorn bucket and popcorn box match the prices for the standard shape seen around the resort. The souvenir bucket can be refilled for the usual $2.19, while the box is a regular single serving. The souvenir popcorn bucket retails for $12.99. The refill costs $2 again and 19 cents. Epic Universe popcorn bucket is mostly clear plastic with gold and black park logo placed in the middle. The logo is framed by a golden border with crescent moons and stars, and the pattern on the rest of the bucket is a series of dark blue circles with yellow lines attached to shooting stars. The bucket comes with a golden plastic lid and matching carry handle. The lid is removed to place the popcorn in the bucket. For guests only wanting a single serving of popcorn, the kiosk also offers a regular popcorn box for $5.69. The box has the same black and gold Epic Universe logo with its astrology-themed frame. And I will say, one thing I've been very impressed with that I've seen in the spoilers for me on the internet is packaging. I always complain about the food packaging not being specific to parks or not being specific to locations. Epic Universe seems to have nailed this. I hope this will hold on for more than just a couple months or the first year or so. I hope they stick with this because it's a little difference that goes a long way and makes things feel special. So please keep making things feel special. Team members also confirmed to us that the popcorn bucket refill rules from across Universal Orlando do apply, so you can bring your other refillable Universal popcorn buckets and they will be honored at Epic Universe. While we're talking about Epic, I do want to mention the Universal Helios Grand Hotel. We do have lots of content here on the channel. We have reviews from the restaurants. We also have room tours available for you, and we will be doing a few more. We're going to be staying in a couple other room types next week, including we are going to do the presidential suite, so stay tuned for that as well. Some more tours of the Helios Grand Hotel on the way to you. A complimentary Stardust Racers button is now available to Universal Orlando annual pass holders. Inspired by the Epic Universe roller coaster, the circular button features 2 stylized comets flying through blue space. Comes on a blue and gold UOAP branded card featuring celestial designs. The back of the card reads, "Race across the cosmos. Remember when we used to duel on Blizzrock and Pyrock? Those days were so cool. Blinding speed, twists, and turns. The dust has settled. Dueling has returned." The poem references Universal Orlando's original dual-track dueling roller coaster, Dueling Dragons, which continues to just get so much love all the time. It might be the most referenced extinct attraction in theme park history. But the Stardust Racers button is available for the start of Passholder bonus benefits, which are from May 1st to the 22nd. It'll be available through May 31st. This is the first in a series of 5 celebrating Epic Universe. The other 4 buttons will presumably be inspired by the park's 4 other worlds, being the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, How to Train Your Dragon, Isle of Berk, Dark Universe, and Super Nintendo World. The button is available from the UOAP Lounge in Universal's Islands of Adventure between 11 a.m. and 4 p.m. and the Tonight Shop at Universal Studios Florida from park open to park close. Composer Danny Elfman has shared a video on social media of himself unboxing a copy of the score of Dark Universe, one of the worlds of Epic Universe, on vinyl. Elfman is the composer of the Dark Universe score, having first confirmed his collaboration with Universal on the music for Epic in 2023. Elfman later reaffirmed his involvement and specified it was for Dark Universe in 2024. In the video, Elfman shows off the slipcase for the vinyl record, which features art of the world's designs for Frankenstein's monster, the Bride of Frankenstein, Dracula, the Mummy, Gilman, aka the creature from the Black Lagoon, and the original character Victoria Frankenstein. The gatefold of the slipcase features an expanded look at the cover's art, complete with concept art of the world's portal. These characters are featured in the world's marquee attraction, Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experiment, except for the bride, who meets in the land with the monster. Inside the record itself is a splatter design with electric blue as the main color, splashed with purple and black splatter. The electric light blue color is similar to the shade of a light pulsing through the tubes and machinery inside and outside of Frankenstein Manor. Songs on the record include music heard within the land, dining locations like Das Steakhouse and the Burning Blade Tavern, the gift shops, as well as aboard the 2 attractions, the aforementioned Monsters Unchained and Curse of the Werewolf. This record will only be available for purchase in Dark Universe, and Elfman says he's going very soon to check it out. The record was initially available during March previews of Epic Universe, but quickly sold out. Reportedly, they're holding stock back for release at a later date, we assume when the park opens to the public. Skull Island Reign of Kong is now back to operating normally, as the doors leading from the outdoor section to the indoor section have finally been repaired at Islands of Adventure. Skull Island Reign of Kong opened at Islands of Adventure back in 2016. The ride involves trackless vehicles designed to look like trucks driving through an ancient skull-filled temple. The ride includes a section where the doors of the temple open, allowing you to go from that outdoor section into the indoor section of the ride. That's been broken for a long time, so you guess we're just bypassing that for a while. They designed that with the intent of if there was bad weather outside, they could skip it, but they've been skipping it only due to technical difficulties for quite some time. But now the ride is back to normal. Good on them for getting it fixed. The newest complimentary UOAP magnet at Universal Orlando Resort celebrates 50 years of Jaws. The magnet is a rounded square with a red and white border around a watery background. UOAP is in the center. The O is an Amity Island life ring with a bite taken out of it and the year 1975 on it. The A features the outline of a shark's fin. The magnet is available for Passholder bonus benefits from May 1st through the 22nd while supplies last. Passholders can pick it up at the UOAP Lounge at Islands of Adventure, again, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., or the Tonight Shop from park open to park close. It's good. You get your button and your magnet at the same time. Of course, Jaws was the first summer blockbuster ever when it was released in theaters on June 20th, 1975. Universal Studios Florida used to have a Jaws ride that was replaced by the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Diagon Alley. The ride does still live on in Japan. Unfortunately, it was closed when we just went, so I just stood there and cried. It was very sad. They announced it at the last minute. It wasn't a known thing. It's all right. It just means we have to go back to Japan at some point. Oh, no. You all know I hate going there. But either way, love to see this for Jaws. Sadly, though, none of that 50th merchandise has arrived yet. Universal, when is it coming? We can't wait. I have to buy all of it. So please hurry. Will Universal's $350 Premium Scream Night event return in 2025? Well, a new update to the Universal Orlando Resort website hints that the answer might be yes. Premium Scream Night was a one-night limited capacity event with the standard Halloween Horror Nights offerings and some additional benefits. The ticket did not include regular park admission or access to any other night of HHN. It was just essentially an early preview of the event. Last year, the event was held one day prior to the official start of HHN. The event was held from 6:30 p.m. to 2 a.m., which are the regular operating hours of the event. In our full review of the event, we concluded that getting a ticket was only a worthwhile value for select visitors to HHN who wanted to experience everything the event had to offer in a single night because it was less busy. Also, you get to be first. Rumors also insinuated that Premium Scream did not sell as well as Universal had hoped, leading many to expect it would not be returning this year. But despite guesses it would not be returning, a section of the website includes a reference to Premium Scream Night. This text is only found on the mobile version of the website, not the full computer version or desktop version. It's also not present on the Universal Orlando Resort app. In the page for hotel benefits during HHN 34, the dedicated access paragraph specifically mentions not valid for Halloween Horror Nights Premium Scream Night. It's the first and only reference to Premium Scream Night taking place in 2025. But again, we are way behind on announcements for HHN this year. I think it's really because of Epic. They really want to focus on selling tickets to that and getting people in there. And, so a little less emphasis on HHN in 2025. But I think maybe soon we'll hear more. Universal Volcano Bay is ending their TapuTapu wearable device and virtual lines and closing for 5 months starting next fall. The Universal Orlando Resort website states that starting October 1st, 2025, the TapuTapu wearable and virtual line will no longer be available. Guests can access attraction queues at their leisure. The TapuTapu wearable is similar to Magic Bands, but it's a complimentary offering given to all guests upon arrival and returned when you leave. It's used to access attractions, open rental lockers, activate interactive elements, and more. All Volcano Bay rides currently use virtual line, with guests joining a queue by tapping their TapuTapu at an attraction and returning when the wearable device vibrated. According to Universal Volcano Bay's website, the water park will begin a seasonal closure on October 26th of 2026 and reopen on or before March 24th, 2027. It usually closes on select dates in the winter due to cold weather. This will be the first long continuous closure for the park. Travel to the past with a new Time Turner popcorn bucket inspired by the magical object from Harry Potter, now available at Universal Orlando for $34.99. It's also available throughout Universal Hollywood now. It debuted for FanFest nights, but it's available during the day also. The bucket originated in Beijing. That was the first place it was available. Weirdly enough, this is available at the store in CityWalk and not at Epic, which is weird because the Time Turner is literally in the Chronos. Nonetheless, the bucket is an enlarged plastic version of the pendant worn by Hermione Granger and the other time travelers in the Wizarding World. It's shiny gold plastic with 2 rings around a medallion. In the center of the medallion is an hourglass. The pieces actually spin, so the white sand in the hourglass pours back and forth. Stamped around the hourglass are stars and circles. The back of the bucket is clear to show the popcorn or other snacks and treasures inside. It opens from the top. Your first fill of popcorn with the bucket is free. It includes a detachable black strap printed with the inscription from Hermione's Time Turner. I mark the hours, everyone, nor have I yet outrun the sun. My use and value unto you are gauged by what you have to do. The Time Turner bucket is available again at the Universal Studios store in CityWalk in Orlando. And again, most places around the world now. Most Universal parks around the world have it. Real quick, I want to talk about FanFest nights. This news show is already very long. We have an exhaustive amount of coverage here on the channel, including everything you'll want to know is in the over 1 hour honest review of FanFest nights in Hollywood that I recorded. Watch that, and then there's also a comprehensive video of the entire Back to the Future experience, all the other attractions and more. So just check that all out right here on the channel if you want to know more about what you should do, if it's worth it, etc. Just go watch that review and you'll know everything you need to know. Universal Studios Hollywood now has a Universal Express Select option, cheaper than the regular Universal Express add-on, allowing access to 3 popular attractions. Universal Express Select starts at $35 per person. It allows guests one-time skip-the-line access to Jurassic World The Ride, the world-famous Studio Tour, and Waterworld. Regular Universal Express starts at $80 and grants guests a shorter wait for every attraction in the park. There is limited availability for the add-on, which is valid for the ticket's selected date only. If Universal Express Select proves successful, we could see similar options elsewhere. But for now, just sort of testing it out at Universal Studios Hollywood. Construction continues on the new Fast and the Furious Hollywood Drift at Universal Studios Hollywood, with most sections of the track nearly complete. Since our last construction update, the building that will become the attraction's main queue appears to be finished. The building is supposed to look like a large brick garage, according to Universal. The building now has windows installed on the lower level and lights are visible in the interior of the building. A section of scaffolding is still present on the left side, but the building looks nearly complete. Universal first announced the new roller coaster coming to Hollywood in 2023, with the official name and ride details arriving last year. Fast and the Furious Hollywood Drift has been described by Universal as a roller coaster with a state-of-the-art ride system that allows for 360-degree rotation of each individual ride vehicle. The attraction is meant to emulate the feeling of cars drifting on the street. Getting back to the construction, it does look like all the track is installed, but a lot of it's still being shored up or reinforced. at this point. Of course, the most interesting parts being the part that goes over the starway or the escalators that go to and fro to the lower lot. And then also there's lots of other twists and turns throughout on the return back up to the top of the hill, which you'll see has a relatively flat section, which is where the cars will sit and wait their turn to return into the station. But there you go. It looks really exciting. This is a great use of space that you really could do nothing else with. It looks like it's going to be insanely fun. I love when roller coasters use the existing terrain in a way like this. I think this is going to be a huge reason to visit Universal Studios Hollywood, and I'm very excited. Let us know in the comments if you are. I'm sure you are. It looks great. Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift is expected to open sometime in 2026. In the meantime, though, Fast and the Furious Supercharged was completely removed from the studio tour in March of this year. So they didn't even wait. They just chopped it off the tour now, and they'll have a worthy Fast and Furious replacement next year. A new Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers location is under construction at CityWalk in Universal Studios Hollywood. Raising Cane's is a quick service restaurant originally named for owner Todd Graves' Labrador Retriever, Raising Cane. The location is known for serving a menu of almost entirely chicken fingers with only some sides and drinks along with the chicken meals. The restaurant chain already has several locations across the Los Angeles and Hollywood area. Raising Cane's replaces Dong Po Kitchen, which closed in CityWalk last year. All Dong Po Kitchen signage has been removed, and now the Cane's decals are all over the restaurant. Additional advertisements fill the windows as well. The glass fence and ads say the restaurant is coming soon in the restaurant's usual red and white color scheme. So far, no other changes to the building have been made. We're not sure when Raising Cane's will open, but it's located just across from the Toothsome Chocolate Emporium and Savory Feast Kitchen, which opened 2 years ago in CityWalk. You can support the entire team behind this show and others by joining the WDWNT Inner Globe Society at patreon.com/WDWNT. Get access to exclusive content, discounted show and event tickets, and more. Special shout out to our WIGS members watching who make this show happen every week. For more information on these stories and more, head on over to universalparksnewstoday.com. If you're enjoying the show, be sure to like this video, subscribe to UPNT on YouTube for more great content, and click the bell for notifications. Also, make sure you hit select all notifications so you never miss an episode of the show. For UPNT, this is Tom Corliss saying the future is whatever you make it, so make it a good one.